What's up, everybody? And today we're doing something a little bit more fun. We're going to take a bow, take it out of time, discuss what timing is, show what having your top cam ahead or your top cam behind, which means your bottom cam's ahead, what that does to your arrow flight. So let's start down here. Let's get a bow perfectly tuned, and then let's mess it up. We're gonna shoot this arrow, just gonna get it paper tuned. So here's our first shot. And we got a good bullet hole out of her. We added some twist to the short part of our control cable to the top cam. Added a lot of twist. So now, if you check that top cam's hitting, the bottom cam's really far off by ½ inch. Like I can barely hold the bow. You ready? So this is your top cam ahead. So we have a knocking point is here, lower, and the tail's high. That's pretty far off, and it wasn't even much of a tear. But it is, the cams being that far off did make this go tail high. So let's go flip it. Let's make our top cam be behind and our bottom cam be ahead. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our bottom cam hitting first, the top cam's gonna be really far behind. So we're really good, and then we had a high tear. Now let's shoot the top cam behind, which means that it's not gonna be hitting here. So the bottom's on, and the top is off. There we go. Our tail's low, and our field point went above, so it's the opposite of what we had, exact opposite. So we were tail high when our top cam was ahead, and when it was behind, we were tail low. Top cam ahead, tail high, and then on the other one, whenever the top cam is behind and not hitting that cable, we're tail low. So tail high, tail low. That's pretty simple, and that's what you're gonna see with your broadhead flight too. That's why it's so important, because we're wanting to get a beautiful bullet hole. And this right here, I don't know why we didn't have an up or down. I changed my grip on it. But this is pretty cool to see. And so like if you start to pay attention to that, if you're tuning your bow right now, all right, I'm tail low, and everything looks perfect, let's check our cam timing, okay? And you can see it's just a little bit, but compared to what's pretty, there's a big difference in that arrow flight, especially as we extend down to 20 yards. Okay. So we've been talking about cam timing, and at the end of the video, I wanted to show you this just to kind of make it make sense. So this would be where our draw stop is hitting, and at the exact same pressure, our bottom stop is hitting as well. Those are in time cams. So our rotation, and if you'll look right here on this cam, the rotation is going to be the exact same as our bottom cam, which means they're in sync, and so they're both flipping that string forward at the same speed, the same rotation. But earlier, when we went to the tuning board, whenever our top cam was behind and our bottom cam was actually touching, so let's say my finger's a string down here, it's like if my finger was a string, because this bow's perfectly in time right now, we just adjusted it. That is what the top cam looked like. And when the top cam was behind, that's what I mean by behind, is that it's not touching, it's behind the cable, whereas the other one's ahead and it's actually touching. The top cam, when it was behind, it gave us a knock low, it gave us the arrow, the vane was hitting low, and your field point was higher. Whenever it was the opposite, and the top cam was hitting first, we actually had the tail of the arrow going like this. So if this is the back of the arrow, it was going like this, and we were tail high, and the knocking point was lower. So it was flying like this. When the top cam was ahead of the bottom cam, and it was just the opposite when we made the bottom cam ahead of the top cam. Hope that all makes sense. It gets a little tricky, but we have the pictures of that paper tune to show you, and Ian will pop those back up right now. And as you can see, our one on the right, our top cam was ahead, and then the one on the left is going to be the one where our bottom cam was ahead and our top cam was reduced a little bit. And you can see It didn't make a massive difference at that really close range, which you're talking about like what, 2 to 3 feet there. But if we were to back up, you would start to see that be more exaggerated, and especially if you're broadhead tuning. And that's why it's important to make sure that your bow is perfectly in time. Like exact same, doesn't matter what bow you're shooting, but we want those cams to hit at the exact same time so that they flip forward. I hope that helps. If you have any other questions like this, or you need more clarification, you want another video on it, post down below, because all those comments help us as a small family business. All of that really helps us because we're happy to put that video out there to help you.